This podcast is brought to you by the Podtower, hosted by the Watchtower database. Visit youtube.com/thepodtower for informative, hilarious DC animation-themed podcasts and live streams every week. And check out the Watchtower database for DCAU video essays, timelines, fan theories, and more. And please, enjoy the show. So we could do the pod.
Do you think we're going to make it through this episode, or do you think the world is going to end before we're done recording?
It's an apocalypse right now, baby. We've discovered this. Brian and I are both having horrific technical difficulties all day, and Brian's happened just now. Trying to start the podcast.
I like that we start the podcast with the name for the podcast, which is Apokolips right now.
Right now.
Right fucking now.
As opposed to the name of the episode that has a ... that you have to leave in the rhythm of saying.
No. This is right now. Apocalypse right now.
Apocalypse fucking now, man. Let's go.
Fucking the thing that gets me is okay, listener. So
let's explain it.
I didn't update Zoom or anything since the last podcast. I didn't update anything on my computer whatsoever. In fact, I've been working too much. I've barely opened this.
That was your problem, is you didn't update it.
So we load up Zoom like we always do, and I load up Logic like I always do, and suddenly Zoom was just like, no, you don't have a USB interface. What are you talking about? And I was like, the thing that we've been using for 2 years on this computer.
You don't have a USB input on your computer? Are you crazy?
You don't have USB drives. What are you talking about?
Insert floppy disk.
And then
insert large SD card.
And then I updated Zoom, and it was like, you don't have USB drives. I didn't tell you this, Jamie, because we did this off the call. And I was like, sick. And so then I restarted the computer. And it's like, well, of course you have a USB drive, but it's not sending to your headphones, because why would you want to do that?
Meanwhile, I'm watching suggested to me Instagram videos of Ariana Grande on Saturday Night Live, which is why I was singing that song at the start of this. It's all coming together.
I was swearing.
I know. Ariana fucking Grande. Apocalypse fucking right now.
Right now, Jamie. Right now.
But you got it. We got it. You got it figured out for the next 2 minutes before it fucks up again.
It's Apocalypse right now.
How do I microphone? How do I microphone? I do not know. It's an apocalypse right now. How do I?
Apocalypse right now.
This is Jump on the Bat-Wagon. Episode 125.
Apparently fairly cursed.
I know. We're not even halfway there, we realized recently.
Didn't we realize we weren't a quarter of the way there? Or are we
I think around a quarter, yeah. Should figure out the actual numbers at some point. I'm James. At the time of this recording,
7-Eleven.
So that's all I felt like telling you. Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. Taylor Swift. We don't talk about Taylor Swift on this podcast.
We do not.
Brian, we talk about Ariana Grande, I guess.
I know one song that she sang with on Childish Gambino's latest album.
Oh, what is it?
It's called Algorithm.
Oh, I'm James from the Watchtower Database YouTube channel. I'm here to show my good buddy Brian the entire DC animated universe from start to finish for the very first time in the controversial Airdate order. Oh my God, you messed me up. So he may view these shows the way human beings experience them in the
days of the 1900s.
The controversial Airdate hors d'oeuvres. So he may view these shows the way human beings experience. He may eat these shows the way human beings experience them in the far gone days of the 1900s. Mm-hmm. Okay, at the time of this recording, 7/12.
12 now.
Yeah. STAS, Superman the Animated Series, streaming on Max.
My dog.
And available on DVD and Blu-ray.
My
the superior physical media disc.
Preferred way of watching media, probably.
Yeah. And if you'd like to follow along, listener, you can head over to bit.ly/watchdcau. That's Brian's other dog. Link is in the show notes.
Link is in the show notes.
Brian, welcome to 1998.
Yeah, oh my God, I was there in real life, man.
I know.
And now I'm there again.
Wow, what were you doing February 7th, 1998?
Being Brian, I'm Brian.
Oh, thank you. Today we're watching Apokolips Now, part 1. Your prediction last time was this, because we figured out it was Darkseid, that he was trying to blow up the planet or something.
I think my prediction was going to be Apokolips then, but I was wrong.
You were so wrong. I should have just told you it's Apokolips. Well, no, we said now at the same time because you thought it was a joke, but that's the actual title of the episode. But it's spelled the stupid way. This aired Saturday, November. I'm so used to saying November. February 7th, I already said this, at 10 a.m. What?
What spelled the stupid way? Now?
Apokolips.
Apokolips?
Yeah, like the planet in the show is spelled Apokolips.
Oh!
Apokolips.
What the fuck?
I've not shared this with you before.
No, well, if you did, I put it out of my memory because that's dumb.
Yeah. No,
Ouch.
My dad did a Will It Cannon video as like future James several years ago, and he was reading off a giant TV teleprompter thing that we put next to the camera, and he's just several times has to say the most bullshit of words, and then he's just like staring at the TV for one of the takes going, Apokolips. Is that how it's spelled? And I go, yep. He's just whoo, just keeps going. Like, what? It can't get any worse. Oh, it can. Anyway, this aired 77 days after our last episode, Double Talk.
That is like we've been doing like half hour,
a
day, 2 days, maybe a week. How many months?
77 days. So like two and a half
months.
They're half, something like that.
That's more than a half hour. How many half hours is that, Jamie?
Let's not. I don't know. 77 times 24 times. I don't know. I'm already lost.
Times 2.
Okay. I'm not doing that. Aired number 38, produced number 33 between the late Mr. Kent and Heavy Metal.
Spit the champagne back into the bottle. We're not doing that today.
No, it's all gone. We have Story by Bruce Timm.
Oh,
writer is Rich Fogel.
Wait.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wait, we haven't had a lot of Bruce Timmage.
Not since B-Test. Yeah, not since like mid B-Test. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I almost got attacked by a fidget spinner.
Oh, were you fidgeting too hard?
I was.
Yeah. It was written by Rich Fogel, who previously wrote Steel and McGorry's, Speed Demons, Sins of the Father, Ghost in the Machine, and shared credit on World's Finest Part 1 with Alan Burnett and Paul Dini.
It's just my favorite. Okay? I just love saying that in my head.
I actually wrote it out as Steel and McGorry's. Yeah. Directed by Dan Reba.
All right.
Who previously directed 10 episodes of B-Test as well as Lasak Parts 1 and 3, The Main Man, Blast from the Past, Holiday Nights, Mixius Pixelated, Father's Day, The Hand of Fate, and Cold Comfort. The music is by Christopher Carter, who previously composed Lockup, Catwalk, Fun and Games, Little Piece of Home, Tools of the Trade, Buffed Part 1, Identity Crisis, Solar Power, The Late Mr. Kent, and Warrior Queen. And animations by good old Ko Dong Yang, previously animated 42 episodes of B-Test, as well as 16 episodes of S-Test and 5 episodes of Tinba.
All right.
That's the information that I say to you.
I got a bummer of a realization.
Oh, what?
So, first off, we completely... Kimmy's birthday was on Saturday.
Oh, fuck!
And we missed our opportunity on Friday to say, hey, it's Kimmy's birthday, podcast people, blow up her feed or whatever.
It was Kimmy's birthday, and
so now, listeners, you got to blow up her feed with belated birthday things. So go do that. To
prevent the future.
Yes. Also, Jamie, do you remember, like, I don't know, a month after the last time we had Joe on the podcast, and we said we should play that Bomba Asterio song to like
Oh my
welcome Joe
God,
on
you're
the pod.
right. Damn it.
So played that song on Sunday and was like, "Soy Joe." Oh fuck.
Oh no! Yeah, damn it.
So
yeah, I wouldn't have remembered that until you said it. So it was all on you. But we also, now that if we're talking about things we forgot, we did forget to say thank you to Justin last episode because we said we're just saying thank you to Justin every episode.
Oh my God, we
until
forgot
do the 100
everything.
push-ups. I know. We're really bad at this.
This is the apocalypse. Now.
No. Thank you. Anyway, if you want to support the show, send us a coffee and stuff like that. How do I say it? I'm in the wrong tab.
You just go
Yoppie
into the
beverage.
description and
Yeah.
you're like, there's it's something about a beverage and a coffee. It's going to be hilarious. We're going to do 100 push-ups like in a couple weeks, Jamie.
Yeah. We sure are.
You better start now.
We should just get Robert Sterling to do them with us.
I think that's a tremendous idea.
So, well, if we have to do them, so does Rob. But yeah, we will do a push-up for every $1. Send us coffee for our health and Rob's and your entertainment. Today's Yoppie Bevs come to us from the Banana Baby. Who says, Goo Goo
Wait a
Gaga.
minute. This is too real. This is too real. Hold on.
The Banana Baby has money, I guess. So is that irresponsible to give that to them?
Is this your allowance, Banana Baby?
Yeah. It says, translation, enjoy some coffee on me so that new listeners don't have to listen at 2 times speed when you're already talking that fast. It's just one. So we just do 5.
Sick.
It's so good. Here we go.
Goo, 2,
Goo,
3.
ga,
Oh, he's
ga,
moving. I hear it.
5. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I left my headphones on, and I didn't realize I left my headphones on until I heard you going, goo! And I was like, was that a 2? Goo! Oh, I see what he's doing.
My cord's long enough to reach. I should do that too.
Yeah,
So
we can hear each other
Yeah.
just screaming.
Screaming Banana Baby language.
Love it.
And now we go watch a. Wait, no. When should we? I'm fucking this up completely.
Apokolips!
When should we watch it? Now? Something like that? Insert a better version of that joke?
But what were you gonna? Were you saying something?
I don't remember. Wait, we should do a setup where we say Apokolips, and then at the very end of the podcast, we'll end it.
Okay, let's on 3, 2, 1. Apokolips!
And then we do the podcast now.
Do you
and I'm
want to
leaving
say
all of this in.
Do you
What?
want to? Should we say now for when we forget inevitably at the end of the episode to say now?
Yes.
3, 2, 1. Now!
Okay. Pre-record. Just not cut any of that. Leave the entire thing unedited.
And then we have to actually remember to say now at the end of the episode.
Yes. Okay, perfect.
I tell you, it was beautiful, Bruno. We jacked the loot and left Superman kissing concrete.
A few more jobs like this and I'll own Metropolis. I gotta take this call. You heard me. Out! Darkseid, we tried out the tank just like you said.
I did not return you to Earth so you could indulge in petty theft.
Petty! We cleared over 20 million!
I play for higher stakes. Do we understand each other? Good. Serve me well, Mannheim, and I'll make you a king.
Grab your 6-shooter, space cowboy. Look, I haven't gotten to play that in a long time. I wasn't going to miss the opportunity.
Well done. That was one thing we didn't forget.
Yes. Because we kept that whole intro in, as everyone knows.
I know, Jamie.
We just had an apocalypse then, yeah? It happened then in the past.
It did.
And it's synopsis.
Okay.
Now.
With the...
Synyop. If you're wondering, synyop, what you just watched. Synyop. Take a listen to the synopsis. The short summary, which is sometimes kind of long.
Now.
Synyopcalypse?
Synopsis. Synopsis.
There's not a good way to say that.
No.
Okay.
Do it. Now.
Oh. Now or now?
Okay, synopsis now.
I want to make this a more abbreviated one because there's a lot.
Sure, do it. Whatever.
Okay.
Everyone understands.
So Darkseid is back.
Mm-hmm.
He's got planes that are half Dr. Octopus. Dr. Octagonopus Bois.
Tonight on Kids WB, Darkseid is back and he's got planes.
Well, he does.
He does, yeah, you're right. You're not wrong.
He's making an invasion happen, and this dude in a... So, like, in the 90s, there were these, like, office chair. Everyone's like, sitting down is bad. You need to kneel. So they had these, like, kind of kneeling office chairs that put you in this exact position that Spaceman Orion was in.
Yeah.
So there's another superhero. Yeah. He's the son of Darkseid, but not the son of Darkseid. He's the adopted son of Darkseid.
No, he is also the son of Darkseid. Calabac is the son of Darkseid, and Orion is also the son. He just does. Orion doesn't look like a big gorilla for some reason.
Wait, so he's not the adopted one from the other guy?
He's
from the
not
other
the
planet?
one he took. He's the one he gave. Yeah.
Oh. Why doesn't he look like a gorilla? That confused me.
I don't know. Yeah,
I'm confused now.
I don't know.
Okay.
He just doesn't.
Okay. So
comic books.
Yeah. Okay.
Look, I'm gonna Google that to double check that I'm correct.
I would assume you're correct.
Continue the synopsis,
even if Google doesn't agree with you. So, so Darkseid's back. He's got two sons. One's a gorilla. One's looks like a human. And he's on the Superman side. He's against the dark side.
I'm right. Continue.
Yeah, of course you are. So Darkseid is like trying to be back and fuck stuff up and blowing up nuclear power plants by the by.
Just casually.
Herman Melville. What's his name?
Bruno Mannheim.
Bruno Mannheim.
You were close.
I was very close.
You had like 3 of the letters. Yeah.
Bruno Mannheim is like, he got betrayed by Darkseid. And he's like, I'm escaping a boat. And then the nuclear power plant explodes.
I'm going to outrun a nuclear explosion
and we're like,
in a little tugboat.
You're not going to outrun a nuclear explosion, Bruno Mannheim. Bruno, more like Bruno Oppenheimer.
Oh, more like Bruno dead.
Whoa, that's a really good one.
Thank you, man. I thought I came up with that myself just now.
I can't believe it. You didn't have that written down anywhere?
What the opposite of man or Heim was, to put a different word, but I don't think Heim has an opposite.
Woman mea.
Woman mea. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so the end.
Yeah, I guess so.
There's
Orion
so much. There's so much that happened.
Used the mother box to show Superman.
He did.
The history of New Genesis and Apokolips. Do you recall any of that?
Okay,
what that history is?
Yeah. So there was a planet. It split in two. One of them became a like oasis, and that's Genesis.
New Genesis.
Genesis. It was Genesis, and now they Genesised again. And whatever the drummer's name is.
I don't know what the fucking world was called before it
Old
split.
Genesis.
What?
One moment, please.
Why is this so hard to find? What was it called before?
Okay, so
Anyway.
Genesis, it split into Genesis.
Oh
which
my God! Wait, the world was called Galactica. Why did I not know that? I should have known that. Anyway, now I do, and I'll never forget. Except I will continue.
So it split Galactica. I think they said that too, didn't they?
I don't think so.
I think they might have.
They definitely didn't.
I'm pretty sure they did.
I don't think so.
Let's go back and look at the script. So
a long time ago, there was a 70s sci-fi show called Battlestar Galactica, split into two, and Darkseid lives on one of them.
all right, so we're getting back on track here.
There was DVD and Blu-ray.
There was. Oh my God, my brain just blocked it out and now it only wants to say Galactica.
New Genesis.
There's New Genesis and Apokolips. One of them is like the holy, everything's beautiful and nice. The other is a wasteland.
Heaven and hell.
Yeah, sure. Why not? In space. And by the way, in 16 by 9, which like we get
or
some
more
16
than that,
by
probably
16 by 10.
I mean, it looked very like full fucking CinemaScope, like super duper cropped in.
16 by 1.
Sure.
Yeah, that's
I
pretty.
think it's 3-1 or 4-1 or something like that. I don't know. Anyway.
Okay.
Keep continuing.
I'm going to try, but someone keeps interrupting me.
I'm
and it's
sorry.
Darkseid,
Okay, I
and he's
won't talk
taken over the
until you do.
world. So I appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, so there's the two worlds, and one is good and one is bad. And Darkseid is fucking he like thrives and loves people's misery, and so he's just out to like step on puppies or whatever.
He's looking for the anti-life equation, a formula that will something bad.
It's kind of a dumb thing to be. That was when they were like giving that whole flashback about like what Darkseid's like MO is. I was kind of like, that's dumb. Like this dude's
Exposition dump.mov.
Well, not even that, because that was fine. I mean, there's a lot to be discussed. Also, I am betting that this is like way the fuck up on listeners' listeners.
Listeners.
Because
That's
of
what the lists are called.
Like the background, and like it seems like this is setting up a lot for Superman in the Superman world. So I'm betting this is like a huge thing for people, and they're probably all like, Darkseid! Listen, that's what you sound like.
That is sometimes what I sound like, when I'm having sex with Darkseid.
Oh my God.
I just say his name like that, and he goes, "You're a king of fools," and leaves.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's the kind of lover he is.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got a Darkseid, and he's just like out there to like create like death or whatever, and it's like that's kind of a dumb. Like he wants to be the all powerful being, but like where do you go from there?
Yeah. He's just like epitome of evil, I guess.
It's just so binary. Also we're like rolling out the gays in June.
We sure are. Yeah, it's good timing for Maggie Sawyer and Maggie Sawyer's girlfriend that I shittily can't remember the name of. Toby?
Galactica.
Toby Rain Galactica is her name. Let me give you were you done? I think you're done. The nuclear explodes. Darkseid brings his battle against Superman to Earth. While all looks helpless, Orion, an escapee from Apokolips's fire pits, teams up with Superman to defeat Darkseid's advances. True. A+.
There's so much more than that.
No, that's it.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Superman gets hit by the Condiment King's ketchup gun in his ears and nose and goes, "Ow, ketchup, my weakness."
That was nutso. So,
yeah.
Listener, I know you definitely watched it, but in case you didn't, one of Darkseid's, like he's got planes with the Dr. Octopus
He's
arms.
got Dr. Octopus planes, yeah.
And they also have a floating diamond with other shape device that makes very loud
Fork
sound
thing.
that make people's nose and ears bleed and windows break. And I really liked the little added bit of the dude's glasses also being broken.
Oh, I didn't notice. That's good.
There's a dude who's like holding his ears and like
Very
bleeding
keen.
from the face, and he had broken glasses.
That did make me think, like, if this is making Superman bleed from his orifices, is everyone else's brain just like a goop by the time that it's done?
Honestly, I would assume that if it's enough to break the glass, which I assume is tempered glass, then like, your body would be like concussed at the least.
Yeah. I guess I don't know. It's a cartoon, whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how it goes. Yeah, I mean, what did you feel like? Did you feel any sort of... I'm trying to determine how manufactured and how real my like, oh, the stakes have never been higher kind of feeling that I have watching this episode. Because obviously, for the sake of the listener, like I'm doing the stupid thing because this is what I do for the podcast, where we only watched part 1 today because part 2 aired a week later, and we have to do this in the way that Brian gets to watch it like a child would have to wait a week.
Actually, a week, too.
Because of that, I'm just like, I know what happens in part 2, but obviously you don't. So do you have like feels of, oh my God, shit's going down, things are happening, or is this just like any other old Superman episode and, whatever?
I think the thing that changed it from being just another like, oh yeah, Darkseid's getting him in there and he's probably going to show up and it's probably going to be an epic battle and Superman's probably going to get close to not beating Darkseid and something's going to happen at the very end and Darkseid is probably going to lose or be banished and I'm guessing his son is going to die. But because that's just kind of how these things go.
You've already predicted part 2 before we get here. That's your prediction for part 2 before we get to the end of the podcast. Yeah.
Yes. Like there's things that you can expect and there's weights to it. The thing that like I think brought the weight of this world up a few notches was the like, Superman's like being all congratulatory and Dick Turpin's like, how about my eyebrows? Let's shake hands.
Yeah. Are you calling him Dick on purpose? It's Dan.
Dan Turpin.
Dan Reba.
I do that all the time.
You called him that in World's Finest.
Yeah.
Also, what is Dick Turnip? Something like that. Dick Turnip's magical eyebrow.
I'll try. There it is.
It came to mind. I had to say it so that it could be.
Yeah. I'll try to do the Dan Reba. I'll try to make that my mnemonic device. But you got to try to remember Maggie Sawyer's girlfriend's name.
Toby Galactica. Yeah.
But yeah, the thing that really changed it up for me was having they're being all like congratulatory and happy, like, oh, we beat the bad guy again, and then suddenly like a nuclear power plant explodes behind them, and they're just like, oh fuck, and we get Bruno Oppenheimer getting like blown up in his boat and like flipped, or at least flipped, but likely killed and irradiated. So to kind of get back to answering your question, like it's hard for me to like legitimately feel like, oh my God, like the world's like at stake. What's going to happen? But this does seem this is more intense, I think, than they usually
I mean,
are.
I think a lot of things helped with that for me because I was trying to go into it with a very like neutral, pretend I've never seen this before kind of thing, like I always do, or at least I try to always do. Sometimes when it's like ones that I know are really fucking good, I like can't not just be like, hell yeah, it's this one. Oh my God, I can't wait or whatever. And it's weird because I definitely get the vibe from this and part 2 of like, oh, this is a big deal, and because it is, but it's also just I never returned to this one as like a greatest hits kind of thing, even though I think by the time it's hard to talk about it without part 2, Dylan, but I think by the time we're done watching part 2, it'll feel like like we should, it makes sense to come back to it. But just this part, I guess alone, it's like, some kind of cool stuff happened. I think the most heightened aspect of it is that Darkseid's actually seeming to do literally anything. Like the last couple times we've seen him, he's just like standing in the background going like, you fucked up. And then they go, oh, please, no, I didn't mean to fuck up. And he goes, nope, goodbye, and zaps him with his eye lasers and then his zigzag eyeballs. And then they go, damn it. And and then someone grovels to him the end or whatever.
Yeah.
And he hasn't like done, and he's still in this episode kind of stood around, but he at least was like
making stuff happen.
Seems like, oh, yeah, he's like taking charge and there's like obviously some kind of plan in motion that he's doing, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also forgot that Bruno Mannheim was on Apokolips. Like he had gone there, he had followed Kanto into the portal and then was on Apokolips because Darkseid, he was just sitting in an office and I'm like, yep, that's where Bruno Mannheim is. And Darkseid's like, I brought you back to Earth for this reason. And I was, oh yeah, I remember.
I'm glad you say that because that was the same thing for me that I was watching. He's like, okay, here's that guy. I remember his face, but not his name. And then it was the whole like same thing. I brought you back
Mr.
here.
Mannheim.
And I was like,
I didn't just take you out to ice cream last episode for no reason. Oh yeah, he totally did that, didn't he?
we're supposed to be BFFs.
I got you that one shaped like SpongeBob, and you didn't even say thank you.
Now I'm going to leave you to blow up.
Yeah, that's why he does it. You didn't say thank you for your ice cream, Tootsie Pop. No, I'm sorry, Darkseid, please. Thank you for the ice cream. Oh, God. Bruno Mannheim had an Apple Watch, you pointed out, because it seems there's things that sometimes are supposed to be like, oh, man, the futuristic technology or whatever, and it's just like a much more like clunky looking version of something we have now. Yeah. Like Bruno, a bracelet with a bunch of zigzags on it.
Yeah, Bruno has an Apple Watch that he was video chatting on, and I bet in 1998 that was like, oh man, that's never gonna happen.
Yeah, that's so cool. Pokemon, they talk on big videos to each other. It's so weird. I do like.
Oh my god! Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hold on. That actually just did throw me for a loop. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, we do that now.
Please continue.
Well, I liked Laura pointing out how slowly the henchmen were leaving also.
Yeah.
It's like, I gotta take this. And they kind of look at him weird, like, what does that mean? It's 1998. We don't know what an Apple Watch is. And he's like, it's blinking faster. Go, please, go, leave. And they're like, okay. And just out the door. And like, I almost wanted Darkseid to appear too early. Have them be like, holy shit, who was that? I told you to leave. Oh my God.
She also.
A rock man? A man that's a rock?
Laura also picked up immediately that was his kid.
Orion was one of the babies.
Yeah. But I think she also thought that it was the one that was handed over.
I mean, either way. Yeah, I saw when he said, like, I'm Darkseid's son, and then you, like, leaned over and patted her on the leg, I think, to be like, you were correct. You get some ice cream with Darkseid. Go on down.
You get the SpongeBob one. This one's slightly melted, though.
His eyes are pointing the wrong way. And next time I hear the ice cream truck dinking around outside, I'll just imagine Darkseid's, like, sitting. He's way too big for the driver's seat, just sitting in there.
I love this.
That whole sequence with the exposition movie that he makes him watch.
Yeah, in like 16 by whatever.
The music that plays during that, like we don't pick up on the music as often as we should, but I feel like it was very. I don't know how to describe it, but there's a TikTok sound that maybe you've heard in your old man Instagram reels also, where it's like this, like, I can't remember exactly what it's called it's like, it has a name, the song, but it's like instrumental kind of 80s, early 90s, just soundscape, like atmospheric background music. And let me find it. I have it on the playlist actually.
Oh yeah.
This thing, yeah. Where it's just like this, it's not any particular song. Vacant, says Brian. He's holding up a piece of paper that says vacant. Yeah, it's not any like specific song that you know, but it just makes you like think of that period of time.
Yeah.
And I feel like the music during the baby exchange specifically was like a very like it was very, I don't know, 90s feeling original Land Before Time background music kind of thing that would just made me feel like, whoa, I'm a child, like what's going on? Like it just brought me to that mental area, and
it's probably because you were at that age when you were watching this for the first time.
I was one of the babies being no,
you're just looking up at the screen and you go, Tree Star.
Motherfucking Tree Star. Yeah, but I don't know, like the music during that just made me feel it felt very 90s to me. It put me in that zone, and so I was just like, oh, this is cool. And it had a different vibe to it than the music usually does, where the rest of it was very...
There was some different music in this one.
Yeah. Some like Dark Side stuff had a bunch of just like distorted, weird kind of machinery stomp sounds and stuff.
It's just the industrial version of the Performance Troops stomp.
It'll just pan over and there's a guy smacking a trash can in the corner. Could you please stop that? I'm trying to have an Apple Watch call with
Apple Watch?
Oh, you don't have those yet. I mean, normal telephone call where you can see the other shit. This isn't working. You didn't like Orion, at least at first? You thought he was stupid looking? I don't know.
Oh,
you
he's
didn't like his chair
so
thing,
dumb looking in his mode of transportation.
Captain Underpants or something.
He's Captain Underpants on a fucking, I don't know, e-scooter from the 90s that like hovers through the air. It's the dumbest contraption. Yeah. I mean, he's cool. He's super strong and like
I believe the canonical name for it is the Astroglider.
Astroglide? Are you shitting me?
Let me again confirm this.
I'm looking this up too.
Yep, the Astro Glider and some Astro Harness and other things.
Even looking that up, I'm getting ads for Astroglide, liquid water-based personal
Astro
lubricant.
Glider DC.
Oh, see,
there's like a 90s trading card with him in it that says Astro Glider on it. So
just saying, cool. For $840, you can get a surfboard by the company Pizzle surfboards called the Astroglider.
Oh, that's cool. Does it glide right in?
Let's see. It looks kind of like a messed up wheelchair.
That's basically what Orion is in.
Yeah.
It looks like kind of a backwards wheelchair with a mother box on the side of it.
Okay, so the mother box thing was interesting in that like it functioned as like a kind of a weapon for him.
I think they explained it was a like living computer, sentient computer or something like that. So it's basically like an AI box or whatever.
But like it sucked up like laser blasts.
Yeah,
and was just like, weird. I'm just drinking this like spaghetti.
Bullets. Yeah, I thought, because I didn't remember that particular part of the fight. For some reason, I thought he was going to open up a like little
can of whoop at.
Boom tube. Yeah. And that they would get sucked in there, but instead it just eats them. Yeah, I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah,
it was also like eating light flashes or something. Like it didn't seem like it was a physical thing. It seemed like it was a keen effect, and then suddenly it went slurp 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 on the keen effect. So I don't know.
It's pretty
I guess
interesting.
That's what it does.
Also, I like that it's advanced enough that it projects in widescreen format. It knew that's the way of the future. We're going widescreen on this shit.
Yeah, I wonder like what it actually showed them, because I think it just turns on and then the scene becomes that scene. And then it turns off and it goes back to what was happening before. So like, was it projecting like a big square, including the widescreen bars? Like it just has black on the top and bottom. It's much cooler if you watch it like this.
What is that? What is that called? I've known this forever.
Widescreen bars? I don't know.
Oh my God. Jamie, just one moment, please.
I said this earlier. I don't know.
One moment, please.
Thank you very much.
This is where we look stuff up.
Yep. Letterboxing.
Oh, yeah.
Letter and pillar, technically. I didn't know the latter.
The pillar box are the side ones for 4x3.
The smother box.
How was that watching it on your TV? Was it in pillar box and letterbox at the same time?
Sure was.
It was
like
a rectangle in the middle of the TV.
It was a quarter of the screen at best.
That's actually like, if I ever use like a shot from that part of it, the exposition.mov, I'm like always super happy because I can zoom in to the full like screen of the video. Like I don't have to like figure out which of the top or bottom to cut off. Like,
oh my God. Well done, sir. Well done. Yeah. But it was cool. It was, and also I only half clocked the transition coming back into 4x3 where it kind of like zoop. out of the top and bottom.
It's like Christopher Nolan directed this episode, so he had to go switch between IMAX and normal.
Yeah, normal things for directors to do.
Dan Reba.
Dan.
It actually reminded me during that I have some storyboards from Dan of that segment, because it showed a guy like fly past the camera and then those like green and yellow demon things fly after him, and I have the storyboard that has like a big arrow swooping up for the direction they're supposed to fly and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
It's pretty cool. That whole thing is like, it bombards you with so much new information all at once that I'm almost upset about how little you're going to probably retain from that. Like, only the big things that you would remember are like important to remember, but just some of the stuff that you get shown, like that guy that flies by, they don't name him or anything. They don't name like weird arm cannon guy that's shooting sideways at one point, which I don't think that guy has a name. He's just like a reference to like a really old Jack Kirby comic or something. But a lot of that stuff is just panels pulled from super old Jack Kirby drawings and stuff that are just repurposed for this, which was cool.
I mean, I thought it was going to be all stills from because it looked comic booky, but then it started moving pictures.
The planet splits as different paintings or whatever. I couldn't. There's later episodes where we'll get like similar kind of flashbacky or like story kind of stuff like that, where it's all Bruce Timm drawings and paintings that it's really neat looking. And I wonder if those were him, or if it was just the normal background painters and he just kind of guided it or something.
The world may never know.
We won't, unless I ask somebody and they tell me, but I won't do that. I'll forget. The cast of this episode.
Yeah. Give me some cast.
Is Tim Daly as Superman / Clark Kent. Wouldn't you know it? Dana Delaney as Lois Lane. I guess she was in this episode, wasn't she? She's at the press conference.
Oh, yeah.
That actually was a really cool... That kind of almost gave me goosebumps. I wish it was animated slightly better, but where the boom tube opens up in the press conference and Clark Kent just like stoically stares at it as everyone's running away, and then he like walks toward it. Yeah. Which I think you said like, you got a death wish, Clark, or something like that.
I said dead giveaway, because like everyone's running away, and then like the mild-mannered reporter is just like, I'm gonna walk towards this thing.
Well, that moment makes me feel like, had it been dire enough, like maybe he would have been like, it's worth like giving this up, I guess, because like if something really fucking bad's about to come through this, I'll just rip my shirt off in public. I don't give a shit. And then the fact that Orion comes through and is like, Superman, like to him. You're like, oh shit, is this gonna be the time where? And then he's like, I need to talk to Superman. Like, oh, okay. It's just made you think that.
That was really clever writing.
But yeah, no, I really like that shot of him just like standing there staring at it while everyone else runs away. It just feels very like, oh God, things
Jamie loves. Clark just standing there.
Michael Ironside is Darkseid. Clark standing there. He just didn't even do anything. We have Steve Sander as Orion. This is only DCAU acting credit. This and part 2, of course. Bit parts in a bunch of 60s, 70s, and 80s TV shows such as The A-Team, TJ Hooker, Dukes of Hazzard, Chips, Charlie's Angels, $6 Million Man, Starsky and Hutch, and the original Star Trek.
Oh my.
And then he was also the main character Stryker. Stryker from Airplane. In the 1983 action movie Stryker, which I've never seen, but it appears to be a Mad Max ripoff, because even the IMDb synopsis referred to him as a road warrior. And I was just like, all right. I think it was a couple years after the Road Warrior movie, so I assume everyone was just hopping on like, we got to do post-apocalyptic thing or whatever. And this was his final acting credit. He passed away in 2017, but for whatever reason, he doesn't have any acting credits after this. So I'm not sure why. But I'm Darkseid's son. I quit. Press this pog if you need me. And then he quits acting.
That was one of those weird animation timing things.
Yeah.
Where like,
I've never noticed that until you said that.
Yeah, Orion's giving like some kind of like exposition thing, and like he's about to give him the little call thing, and it cuts, like it changes framing, and Superman's just holding his hand out, And then Ryan's like, so blah, 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 blah. And if you ever need to get a hold of me, and you will, do this. And it's just,
It was really awkward for Superman, actually. He was planning to do one of those, like, downward high fives.
Yeah.
One of those cool high fives. But then Ryan just plopped something in his hand. He went, oh, yes, that I knew you were going to do that. Thank you. We got Joanna Cassidy as Maggie Sawyer. Joseph Bologna as Dan Turpin. Bruce Veitz as Bruno Ugly Mannheim. Again, putting that in the credits. Never referred to him as that in the show. Why do you have to do it to him?
New video idea.
Unibrow? I don't know. Yeah. Barbara Perkins as Motherbox, which before I go into this, I think it's really funny. You have such a unique
Face.
intro to thank you. Yes, that too. You have such a unique face. It's a nice way of putting it. Where you know our stupid ass Zeta Month Smotherbox before Motherbox,
yeah,
which is what it's based on.
Yeah, I put two and two together.
Except Orion's Motherbox and the Motherboxes in general are not empty, shredded edges comic boxes with duct tape and wires sticking out of them that say smut across the front. So Barbara Perkins, Motherbox, as her only DCAU acting credit. Her main thing was she was in 514 episodes of Peyton Place, a 60s TV show I'd never heard of, as Betty Anderson.
Wow.
Also bit parts in a bunch of old shows and movies, much like Steve Sander. She also appears to have quit acting in 1998, but is still alive. So I don't know what's up with this episode causing people to stop acting. That's
just
enough.
A pretty bad episode.
The height of my career. The end. Victor Brandt as Professor Hamilton. When the fuck was Professor Hamilton in this episode?
He was in the background. It was when they're at the hospital and they were going to see him. Look at me go.
Okay.
Look at me go. I'm a professional.
There's like the entire supporting cast pretty much in this episode. So I'm just like, when was Professor Hamilton? What the fuck?
I got you.
It's an apocalypse now. We got Lorraine Newman as Toby Raines, Toby Galactica. She played Larta, the ant in Coneheads, the movie. And originally played the daughter in the Coneheads in the SNL sketches. She was part of the original cast of SNL also.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's cool.
She's several episodes of Fairly Odd Parents as Queen Jipjuralak. Who do you know Fairly Odd Parents at all?
I love Fairly Odd Parents.
So early, maybe like first season, there's the aliens, the green aliens where you can see their brains, and one of the I'm in love with Vicky. I'm the main alien guy from the planet. Is the mom of that guy.
Okay.
She's also Ginger's mom, Lois, on As Told by Ginger. She played Lily in Avatar: The Last Airbender, who was the flute player in the Secret Tunnel gang.
Secret Tunnel.
Cool. Secret Tunnel.
Don't watch the live action. They make a mockery of that whole episode.
Especially the part with the Secret Tunnel. Did you even get to the Secret Tunnel part of the live action?
That might have been the last one.
That did it for you. You quit acting after that. She was also a news reporter, librarian, and kid with map in Hey Arnold.
I love Kid with Map.
Yeah. Kid with map. If it was like Stoop Kid, you would know who that is.
Stoop Kid's afraid to leave his stoop.
Yeah, Map Kid's afraid
leave
to
his map.
Leave his map. John Gary as Guard. He was previously Haynes, a LexCorp scientist in A Little Piece of Home. And Steve McGowan as Thug Number 1, one of the opening green Spider-Men in the Oscorp whatever shit, Dr. Octopus thing. He was previously additional voices in The Cat in the Claw. So fucking the first thing we watched.
Wow, bringing it back. Welcome back, buddy.
Welcome back, Steve McGowan. I like how Thug Number 2 doesn't get a credit at all. Maybe it was one of these other people that was already here. That whole opening scene where the police station or whatever and the intergang guys break in with their Dr. Octopus ship. Because my brain immediately was just like, oh yeah, it's obviously this is like Darkseid ship or whatever. But forgetting that the intergang has been supplied with Apokolips weapons or whatever, like that's been a thing for a while now. when Kanto comes through. Hello, won't you like some guns? And then they're like, yes. And then he says, oh, Austin, remember to do the thing. I'm Basil Exposition. That's what they should have had him narrate exposition.mov.
Totally.
But yeah, I forgot that they had Apokolips stuff. So when they're like leaving and it's just two like New York men inside the ship, and I'm just like, what is this? Like, why do they have this? Why isn't it like some weird goopy alien man or something?
That I was
like,
definitely waiting to get some answers about that.
They just have a thing. Yeah. I got some good trivs for this.
Oh my god! Okay, give me the trivs. First off, trip number one.
Oh, trip number one. Bruce Timm stated in his volume of the Modern Masters art book series that the process of coming up with this story was a challenge that required multiple brainstorming sessions with Paul Dini. The pair came up with multiple potential springboard ideas, and then the Apokolips Now storyline just came full-blown into my head one day. I wish I knew what any of the other ideas were, but he does not divulge. Triv number two. Allegedly, Darkseid's line about Mannheim being a king of fools was originally supposed to be, and so you are, the king of hell. However, the censors wouldn't allow this line and it was changed. I think king of fools is much harder of a line, I think. Like, it's much better.
Okay.
I think king of hell would just be like, no, that's you, I thought. I thought you were the king of hell.
That's a fair point.
The king of fools is like, yeah, fuck you, I'm leaving. Trip number three. Sinnott Air Base is likely a reference to comic book artist Joe Sinnott, a longtime collaborator and inker of Jack Kirby. So that cool.
Seems like absolutely not an accident.
Yeah, likely a reference. No, it's just
that's a reference
to some other Sinnott.
Yeah.
Included as a Bruce Timm's Top Picks bonus cartoon on the Blu-ray release of the 2010 non-DCAU animated film Superman Batman Apokolips. And that Apokolips is actually spelled right.
So thank God.
Who knows? This episode has a hidden commentary on the original S-Test Volume 3 DVD. This can only be accessed by clicking on Superman's S logo in the special features section.
Oh my God.
In this hidden Easter egg commentary, the writers confirm that Bruno Mannheim did in fact die. He does not return after this episode.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it makes knowing that is, I mean, it seems pretty improbable he would have survived, but it is, superhero cartoon.
He landed in the water, probably.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I just like the way he's just like, yes, like I got the motorboat to work. And then the explosion happens immediately and he's like 2 feet away. So there's no way.
Oh, wow. That's sad. That's heavy.
Burnt to a crisp. The title of the episode, clear reference to Francis Ford Coppola film Apokolips Now. However, the spelling ... space now actually comes from the 1982 DC and Marvel Comics crossover event, The Uncanny X-Men and the New Teen Titans, in which Darkseid resurrects Dark Phoenix and kidnaps the Teen Titans and Professor X. Have you ever heard of this?
Nope.
This was the fourth Marvel and DC crossover after Superman and the Amazing Spider-Man, Marvel Treasury Edition, which featured another Superman-Spider-Man team-up, and Batman vs. the Incredible Hulk. I don't know who won, but I could take a guess. It was probably Batman, unfortunately. It doesn't make any goddamn sense, but And last I've got, when the SCU jet blows up, the ensuing explosion is reused footage from a scene of My Girl in which Mr. Elon blows a vat of hot lead off its supports.
There it is.
From Duckman Private Dick.
Also, we're not going to talk about the Kirby crackle in the smoke in the comic book world.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, there was a lot of that.
There was a lot of that
thing. Mm-hmm. In that whole...
That seems like, I don't know if that's a triv, but...
I mean, at this point, it's just kind of a part of the world or what part of the visuals of things, I guess, especially Darkseid-y stuff.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, I really liked the look of that whole, Keen Effects. While I'm speaking of it, that whole thing, and then also the whole thing. I don't know why I'm doing this. There was it was the dirt clouds or whatever going across the ground at the start when the ship is above camera. Yeah. And then what was it? There was something that I thought was really keen.
There was a lot of electricity, a lot of light blooms.
Yeah, those are always the first thing that come to mind is zappies and lasers and stuff. But
I mean, the explosion and the way that the waves overtook the boat and the boat flipped.
Yeah.
That was while it wasn't necessarily like the most brilliantly like artistic thing, just the weight of it and the timing, the pacing was really good.
When Darkseid, when his Apple Watch call disappears, he kind of like swoops, like he like, I don't know, stretches and squashes in different directions before he disappears. It's just I just like neat little things like that aren't just like, oh, turn the opacity down. Like, some sort of,
like they animated and turned the
him.
opacity down.
Yeah, they sure did. It's becoming more obvious to me now which like acts are animated by Coco and which are animated by Dong Yang. Because Superman gets Dr. Octopus armed against the building and he's being zapped and it fades to commercial. And then when it comes back, it's just animated much better for the final third of the episode. So I was like, oh, there's Coco, I guess. Like we're back to what I expected.
We had the very opening scene was the vehicles approaching the building.
Yeah.
And they were like accordioning as they were like coming towards it.
Yeah.
Like, uh-oh, it's gonna be one of those.
Something that was bad though was when the power plant is counting down or whatever, the like bars are going toward the circles. The whatever layer that like glow is on was like an inch off from the actual stuff it was supposed to be over.
I didn't notice.
So I was just like, oh man, like supposed to be a really tense moment, but I'm just so distracted by that. Like you couldn't have lined it up a little bit better. 1998, come on. I don't know. Maybe I'm giving it too much flack.
No, man. This is your podcast. You do what you want to do.
This is your podcast.
Oh my God, give me more money.
You're Brian from the Watchtower Database YouTube channel.
And I didn't say my name yet.
Yeah, you did.
Did I?
You did it, yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll play the little bit of it right now. What were you doing February 7th, 1998?
Being Brian, I'm Brian.
Oh, thank you. There it was.
That was from last episode.
No.
You can't guess
Everyone
like the
knows
listener.
I'm right. Superman's powers and weaknesses.
Power to get his butt kicked.
He's weak to zappy fork thing.
Dr. Octagonopus Bois.
That's jellyfishing, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely jellyfishing.
But what do we want to call like warpy fork ear bleed thing? I figure that's a new
the like
weakness.
Banshee Bot 9000 or whatever.
Okay, I like that. I'll hyphenate that. Banshee Bot 9000, which is the ear bleeding fork thing in Apokolips Now Part 1. I don't think there's any new powers. He did all the normal stuff. Yeah. I did really like in that scene though where Superman's kneeling on the ground in pain and he looks up to heat vision it and you can just barely hear the heat vision in the mix underneath the from the thing.
Well, there was a lot of stuff that was like going in. Also, the car alarm was in the show and not real life, right? Did you hear that?
I think so.
Okay.
I probably.
It was so faint that I was just like, wait a minute, is that outside? Like the windows open, the speaker's kind of near the window. It sounded not like a sound effect, it just sounded like a real ass like car alarm going off outside my house.
Maybe they recorded a car.
No.
There's no way.
Jamie.
Yeah. It was Christopher Carter pressing car on synthesizer. Or the horn. Yeah.
It was in the key of F. I almost guarantee it. And
the lyrics were, I am the Carnerite, you must fear me. It was fucking weird.
Carnerite.
Carnerite. Good one, man.
Thank you. Take a D4 of psychic damage, please.
Yeah. The whole like raising the stakes thing, I felt like was happening a little bit in that scene too, because that thing goes off and any other episode you probably just see Superman going for a few seconds and then he heat visions it, but it keeps cutting around the city to all these different civilians in the Daily Planet, on the street, all the people going, oh fuck, I'm also dying,
and it's just like ketchup everywhere.
Yeah, even that there was a guy with like a nosebleed on the street that wasn't Superman. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe he's in the hospital now. You guys guessed correctly about Maggie Sawyer, girlfriend.
Yeah.
And that was pretty cool. Just like much like the little people in last episode, where it's just like it's just part of the episode, and it's not like look, lesbians. It's just like there.
I think that's
a normal thing.
Yeah, it's super super cool, and I really applaud these guys for doing that in 1998.
Yeah.
And more so that they just didn't make a deal about it. And that's the thing that like...
Yeah, it's not Dan Turpin going like, what, are you this some kind of sister? Are you her sister? Who is this? Oh, this is my girlfriend. Geez, I didn't know. Like there's none of... You would expect a Simpsons episode type of thing to be happening.
Yeah. But also, Dan Turpin? I think he said that wrong.
Oh, sorry. It's Dick Turpin. My bad.
Thank you.
Dan Reba, Dick Turpin. That's right.
Dick
Dan
Reba.
Grayson.
I'm glad that Dan's name's not Dick. Dick Reba just doesn't sound quite right.
That doesn't sound good at all. Good job not being named that, Dan Reba. How strong? 1 through 10. He got zapped a lot and bled, but he also probably did some cool stuff. I can't think of what it was. Orion did more like heroic
I think Orion was the stronger one. I'm going to go a little bit low. Mm-hmm. But stick with me. I'm going to give him 2.5 planets that double. So 5
there you go.
out of 10.
Galacticas. So therefore it becomes double the points. We know this now. I'm actually like I'm upset at myself, but also like excited to know that was the name of the planet before it split up.
You should get that tattooed now.
Yeah, just a circle that says Galactica. They'll know what it means. Who's they? I'll get. I don't know. Like Orion did that thing where the jellyfish octopus arm. He like zapped it in half, and then he grabbed the half that still had zappies going through it and somehow didn't get zapped, but then plugged it into itself and blew it up or whatever.
Yeah, that's how what happens. You put like DC power through an AC spaceship, you know.
Why didn't he get zapped as he was doing that?
He wasn't
because he's Orion.
He wasn't grounded. He was in the air. It's fine.
Oh yeah, he was in his air chair. He was his astro
air chair. You've never sounded more American in your life. He was in his air chair.
His old chore.
Oh no.
Sorry, Ashley.
I see. We need Ashley to step in and tell us how to pronounce that properly.
I'll give Superman.
I went more obscure so you can have easy ones. Come on.
I know, but I can't think of a thing. What else?
Nuclear blasts, Apple Watches.
I'll give
Clayface in triplicate, but we can talk about that in a minute.
Oh yeah, the parademons. I'll give Superman $10 million but it again doesn't matter because Darkseid burned it all to
I thought it was 20 million, right?
I don't know, man. I was trying to remember the number.
I think
we cleared something million. I don't know what he said.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to talk about where Clayface is? Because he is the
where's Clayface? He's the parademons.
They look like Clayface wearing a fucking mask.
Yeah, they have like the same mouth. Yeah,
and it's just like Clayface making 3 of him.
Yeah, he's just literally making 3 of himself like he can do. And I'm going to make these ones be flying bug things. All right, Clayface, whatever suits you, whatever floats your motorboat that can't escape a nuclear blast.
He's bald, I'm bald, we're all bald. But who's the baddest bald of all? It's James and Brian's final call. The Balderarchy.
That's fun to sing, though, isn't it?
It sure is. It's Darkseid, I guess.
For a moment, I'm sure that Bruno Mannheim had no hair anymore.
Before he had no anything. Oh my God. Do we want to use that as his only chance to ever win?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Come on, Bruno. We got you, man.
I'm going to put in parentheses. He had no hair for a moment there. Just like really fucking sad, but As he was a piece of shit, so it's fine.
Yeah, but that's pretty cruel treatment right there. And for what reason? Why was Darkseid just like, well, fuck you now for like no reason?
I don't know, because he's Darkseid, I guess.
But like,
Books
why?
or hip hop?
It's hip hop for me. It's hip hop all the way down.
It's hip hop.
Top 10.
No.
So here's what I want to do for this. I think we decided this a while ago, but we haven't had any part 1s and 2s yet.
Yeah.
Since then, but if you want to put this on there somewhere, cool. If you don't, cool. But then when part 2 happens, we just combine it as Apokolips Now, parts 1 and 2, as wherever you want to put it. So if you want to make a decision now, it may change next time, and that's fine.
Okay, let's put it on ice.
Okay.
And we'll Dylan
Yeah.
our rating next time.
Yeah.
Are you happy, Dylan?
Dylan's going like this.
Did
his heart.
Did you hear that? This is a rumor I'm just going to start. Did you hear that Dylan is starting to look at real estate in Oregon?
No.
I'm just trying to make it a thing.
Real? Yeah. I just want everyone to move over here. That'd be cool.
That would be cool. Yeah. Jamie, why don't you move over here?
I mean, here, the royal here. The general here.
Here.
That kind of thing. Okay. I guess that's all we have to say about Apokolips Now Part 1. I think we'll probably have more to say next time for part 2 as a package. But
yeah,
I do like this ending with Ryan was right. It isn't over. And then the episode ends. I like that in terms of it then saying to be continued. Like there's kind of a nice little connection there, but also just the fact that like, well, but this episode is so.
Yeah.
Goodbye. See you in a week, children.
It was that was one of those like. It was cheeky. I'm glad they wrote it, but also I don't think it's as clever as maybe they thought about it in the writing room.
Tim Daly's delivery of it wasn't wonderful either.
That might have been what it was.
Yeah, a little cardboardy bland. Yeah, but yeah, okay. We'll do the mail.
And then we come back.
The mail. And I'll tell Brian the name of the next episode that he already knows and already gave a prediction for.
Do the mail.
Doo-doo.
At one small
extra doo-doo.
Pee-pee doo-doo the mail.
We drop what we drop.
Happy birthday, Kimmy.
Oh yeah,
doo-doo.
Kimmy, happy birthday.
Doo-doo. There sure was a lot.
Now Jamie's mad.
Too bad we're all
35 years old.
Just doo-doo Pollock.
Kimmy's 35.
Happy birthday, Kimmy, in the past. That's older than me. If you want to reach out to us like the Fire Hand at the end of World's Finest Part 3, I'm sorry, Kimmy, you can send a punctuated email or a 60-second voice message to batwagonpod@gmail.com or leave a comment on today's episode on the Podtower YouTube channel. But please don't spoil anything past this episode for Brian. That includes part 2 of this episode, because some of the mail I'm not reading because it has spoilers for part 2. People didn't get the memo that it's only part 1 we're watching.
People have just done that in the past. You know, so many times like we've been reading and, you know, going through listener. If you've ever had,
I can't wait for this thing to happen.
Yeah, listener, if you ever had half of your comment read, it's because we're reading it, and then Jamie reads half a sentence and goes, and I'm done reading that.
Oop. Yeah. And oop. This is from Lobo Boy Fanboy 420.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry I'm late. I was doing cool shit. Hello, Rose and Max and DVD and Blu-ray and others. Lobo Boy Fanboy 420 here, giving my thoughts on Warrior Queen. I'll be honest, I've recently bought a new Space Hog, and this one doesn't have Bluetooth, so I haven't been able to listen to the pod on my commute, so I've fallen behind. And thus haven't listened to your episode, but I did watch Warrior Queen. 9 out of 10, could have had more Lobo, but this small appearance is much better than we've had in a while. Do love that Lobo finally got a girl who can beat the shit out of him like he clearly wished Lois Lane could. Wish nothing but the best for the two of you psychos, young psychos. Oh, okay. And nothing but the best for you, Max and Rose. Till next time, blaze it. Sent from my new 2012 Dodge Space Hog. Oh, God. This is a Dodge. Lanola Cola, tug on the super cape. I did my Apokolips Now pun too early. This is it, Brian. The reason why the listeners hyped up Darkseid from Tools of the Trade, Apokolips Now, directed by Francis Ford Coppola, starring Marlon Brando, Martin Sheen, and Lawrence Fishburne. This episode was, in a word, gnarly. From Superman bleeding from the nose and ears to the outright war zone battle at the Air Force Base. This isn't your typical Superman story. The inclusion of Orion with his mother Xbox-ition for the gist of New Genesis and Apokolips didn't feel like a big drag on the story, and the letterbox format was keen. We could have just waited till the mail section to remember what that's called. Plus, getting to see Sawyer's partner Toby was a neat coincidence for Pride Month.
Yay.
No ejected shells from the SCU's pistols, and I'm stoked for the next episode till we yap again.
Yeah, as it was happening, I was like, oh, no, not going to be any of those.
You're looking for all the listener gimmicks now.
I am.
Oh, what got destroyed?
It's how we connect.
Legacy Michael Allen, Yopton's log number 56.
Okay.
Clears throat. Mr. Freeze!
Yopton's log number 56. The waves have brought me through peculiar waters this fine eve. Boiling water and volcanic rock all abound as I began my own adventures in Lava Land. Utterly surrounded by molten rock, an eruption left me completely and utterly blind. Fortunately, using the proprietary Optech sonar, I was able to navigate through the treacherous rocky waters with only minimal trouble. There was some issue when the 3mm connector my Floam visor uses ripped, but I fortunately recovered quite quickly. Before leaving the molten waters, there was a faint silhouette of a ninja silently bowing to some unseen combatant as he slowly sunk into a fiery death. A faint sound of Japanese flute music and a singing dog was heard accompanying him. Over the course of the day, I will have the crew cover the ship with a fresh coat of totally realistic invisible paint, and until then I shall excuse myself to the little Yopton's room. Hopefully no philanthropic billionaires nor bat-shaped vigilantes have locked the door from the inside to hinder me.
Wow.
I have to think back so far.
Dude,
so
it's
hard.
such a... I don't know if anybody else has noticed. We tend to not breathe during those because it's like such a brain workout.
We're just thinking so hard. I'm like, what's this reference? Oh, God. Yeah. This is from LexCorp Cares. Hi, we at LexCorp are stoked to have witnessed the boat explosion of Bruno Mannheim. We will always fondly remember Bruno Mannheim and cherish the time they went out like a little punk. As a celebration of their death, you are eligible for one of the following condolence gifts. Absolutely nothing. See you in hell, Bruno. $5 off at Bath & Body Works. We do actually have to offer this. It's a contract thing. Insert personalized message. Our only regret is that there's nothing to bury. Dancing on your grave would have been a perfect corporate outing. From all us here at LexCorp, we are happy for your loss.
Oh my God. Amazing.
No competition anymore in the weapons division, I suppose.
Guess not.
Eric LeBeau, Apokolips Now, or Barney Stinson's favorite episode title to say, which I guess you probably at least get that.
I do. He's the only, I don't want to say redeeming part of that show, but.
Yeah. What's good, J-Bird and B-Word? Ooh, what's a B-word? I like how Superman's hearing is shown to be so high. Oh, yeah, Bruno. Ooh, we don't say that. So hypersensitive that he's the only one actually bleeding from the ears and nose from that high. Oh, there was one other guy. I prefer when Superman has more than just one weakness outside of kryptonite or just electricity without necessarily being a wimp. It did make me wonder how much more fun the episode would be if Supes just couldn't hear anyone the rest of the episode and was just yelling, "What?" when someone was trying to talk to him.
Okay, nobody did that in the streets or in the office buildings, and I'm kind of upset about it.
I was thinking at the press conference, the very next scene, that Superman really cleaned his ears and face quite well to get there.
And everybody in the press conference is just like, okay, so all this stuff happened. What?
Also, I thought for a split second during Bruno's call that Darkseid said, "Serve me well and I'll make you a cake," which just nearly had me spit my drink out. Although it would make the ending better if Bruno said, "I thought you said you'd make me a cake." And Darkseid replied, "The cake is a lie."
Oh, I thought it was going to be like a yellow cake uranium joke, but it was a Portal joke.
Yeah. It was.
Oh my God.
Are you playing Portal 2 already?
No. Do you want to?
Maybe, yeah. It does make me wonder, though, what kind of cake he would have made for his friends at Intergang. I'm thinking a chocolate cake with white icing that's dyed gray with a bunch of orange and red candles to make it look like Apokolips. But what do you think?
Yes.
This first part's pretty solid. It's hard to judge what truly only feels like the first half of something. One last thing to mention, since it's been a topic brought up by other listeners, is that we're 27 weeks away from the first new DCAU episode to air on TV after I was born. Until part 2, keep calm and yap. All these people revealing their ages that make me feel old.
How
so please,
dare you, listener? I demand you go back and be born in like the 60s or 70s, okay?
Yeah. Just like Brian.
I need you to fuck you, man.
There was Joe was telling me a couple days ago, like he's had a much older sister, for his whole life.
Oh, wow.
And I've only met her like twice. But in my mind, she has like multiple kids. Like and because she's so much older than him, she's like, where this is going. She's your age.
You can stop.
Anyway, Apokolips Now Part 1 from True Score, or I Just Want Superman to Go to Apokolips Now. Well, Jaima Bean and Let's Go Brandon. I feel like this is Brian's choking on water. I feel like this is really he's leaking.
Okay.
That looked painful.
Oh my god. Wow, that one.
Yeah. I feel like this is really where the DCAU feels like it gets direction. We have interconnected stories and characters coming together, all while introducing new ones too. I will say, while this is a pretty good episode overall, it falls behind because we know it's just part 1 of 2.
People,
blah,
stop
blah,
thinking
blah.
about it that way. Come on, we're talking about part 1. I've only seen part 1.
That said, still a solid episode with some great music. Here's what was said during the episode.
Yes.
I get Batman for 1 week, and here we are back with Mr. America. Whoa, the animation on them spinning around was kind of cool. I'm vibing with the intro. Oh shit, is she dead? Superman jump scare. That's the like coming out of the clouds or whatever. I'm sorry, they showed blood? Is she gay? In June too? We ball. Wait, he's a hologram. How did he burn the money? Yeah, that's a very good question.
Oh,
I've always wondered
fuck.
that and how he teleports him and Bruno to the power plant. Like he's just a hologram. He's an Apple Watch hologram the whole time. I don't know.
Big dick energy. That's how he does it.
Big D, big dark side. Damn, this is a dark episode. Whoa, can we get more of this stuff? I'm sorry, exchanged their infant sons? Bro, these Doc Ock arms are annoying. This little hovercraft thing Orion has is dumb as hell,
Yeah.
LMAO. Nah, it's dope. No, it's not.
No, it's not. Thank you. You're my new friend.
Bro, the music in this episode slaps. Yeah, this one was pretty solid. Till next week, thanks, Brody. Sent on my 6 foot by 6 foot hover chair with mother box initialization and giant cannon availability.
Sick.
Yeah.
Also, that bit where he like grabbed the bomb and threw it back into the barrel of the ship was kind of stupid. Can I just say that on record?
I guess it was all right.
He like whips it. He like whips it with one of the Dr. Octopus arms and then like swoop right back in the barrel. Come on. Come on.
I was thinking like it might just be a factor of like, oh, this is still kind of early on in the DCAU where they don't have as much like technological help with the animation and stuff. So it might have been like really difficult to do. But I thought like, oh, you're attacking an Air Force base and the Air Force isn't like helping you. Like they're not trying to also fight the aliens. They're just going like, oh no, we have no way to help. Goodbye. We're running away. So, I
think you misread the thing on the side. It's actually the ground force base.
Oh.
And they don't have weapons. So they just stand around.
Yeah. Sorry, we're ground force. What do you want us to? That thing's in the air. That's an astroglider. We don't have astrogliders.
That's not us, man. We don't deal with that.
Dylan Pollock, thoughts of the week.
It's time for the thoughts of the week from Dylan Pollock on Apokolips Now, Part 1. Or, oh, Bruno Mannheim just got super killed in this cartoon. So Superman gets kind of blinded by this Nova bomb, and I totally want to see him with poor vision the rest of the episode, having to wear glasses, and people being like, damn, you look strangely familiar with glasses on. And then one person figures it out that he's Clark Kent, and they gas him at the end. Also, Motherbox gives us quite the exposition dump, but it'll be important for a long time, I guess. So it's fair in a TV show to sometimes be like, yeah, we gotta dump some lore on you now. Also, can Darkseid teleport people with his Omega beams, or how did he and Mannheim go to the power plant? Or is Desaad waiting, watching everything, waiting for verbal cues ever so perfectly?
I like that.
And one of my favorite lines ever in this show, you promised to make me a king, and so you are. King of the fools. Get wrecked, you fucking scrub. Anyway, I guess these thoughts aren't over because they have to be continued with the question of the week, James' favorite part.
Oh my God.
Based on Bruno Mannheim's attitude, what amount of money makes it no longer petty to you?
What? Like what?
Darkseid was saying that it's like, we don't go for like
it
such
doesn't
petty
matter.
whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I'd take $10-20 million, whatever the fuck they scored. Yeah.
I'd take $10-20.
Yeah, I'd take $1.
How many Yoppie Bevs you got? I'll take it.
I'm never going to tell someone like that's not, well, I guess if it was like for a job or something, but if someone's just like, would you like this money? I'm not going to be like, that's not as much as I would like.
Right.
Give me more. This is from Ellen Ripberger. Hey, brothers BJ, or is it JB? First,
BJ.
I want to tell you, it's BJ, Brian's name first. I want to tell you I'm finally caught up. It took a bit longer than I thought because I had to take a break listening for about 12 hours at 2 times speed.
Made your ears bleed like Superman. Yeah, we got
and
it.
I'm not a big fan of Superman. There was even a time when I hated him because of a DCAU episode that scared me so badly I didn't finish watching it. It took years before I finished it and stopped hating him. You haven't gotten to it yet. I just want to tell that. So I won't tell that story just yet. The episode Apokolips Now stands out because I remember watching it with my dad. He's the one who got me into DCAU and comics since I was born in 96. So I don't know when it aired, but watching the VCR tape and reruns of BTAS and STAS are great memories. I find it interesting that Darkseid evacuated the scientists but left Mannheim to die. Yeah, I didn't notice that when he's like, okay, I've evacuated the island like you said. I'm like, why? I only want to kill you. You're pissing me off. Orion hitting that missile back into the barrel is one heck of a shot. He really is a new god. Stay Yoppie dudes, Greenhawk. Right after you said, I thought that was fucking stupid.
Yeah.
We're doing a really good job at predicting listeners' thoughts on things right now.
Also, I do want to hear that story whenever the scary episode comes.
Because I can't even think of what it might be. So, yeah, definitely.
On Leather Wings.
Yeah, we haven't gotten there yet.
Superman in the background.
I was so scared of Man-Bat. This is from Kyle. Someone help me. Oh, my God.
Uh-oh.
If you're listening to this, please help me. There's a man who was on Jump on the Bat-Wagon claiming to be Kyle Naranja. That's not possible. I'm the Kyle Naranja. Somebody's trying to replace me. If I'm following the schedule right, you guys should have just listened to Double Talk or watched Double Talk. I think that's a really great episode. It shows that Bruce has compassion for his villains he thinks can actually right their wrongs. Scarface is a cool villain that I think would really work well in the live action films. What's a Batman villain that hasn't been in the movies yet that you would like to see? This week's episode should be Apokolips Now Part 1. Easily one of the best episodes of Superman, if not all the DCAU. Brian, after watching this, do you have a new appreciation for why the fandom loves Darkseid so much? And on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for part 2? I'm really hoping it's near a 10 because for me, I can't wait to watch that. And somebody please help me find out who's replacing me.
There's a lot of questions in that. First, Batman villain not in the movies yet.
Bruno Mannheim.
Man-Bat. I don't know. I not Man-Bat necessarily, but I would like some kind of like horror creature type of thing like Clayface or Killer Croc or something like that because like
Clayface all the way, come on.
There's not most Batman movies, or if not all of them, have just been like it's a guy. The bad guy's he's a guy.
He's a bad guy, not a bad crocodile.
Yeah, not a bad clay monster. Yeah, I'd like to see. I think Clayface is a pretty good idea because you'd have to do a lot of it CGI, I guess, and that might kind of age poorly maybe, but we're so close to like photorealism in everything now that you can probably count on it
you'd do it
lasting
justice.
for a while.
Yeah.
Slash you could just do a lot of like puppetry close-ups or something like The Thing or something like that.
Yeah, why not?
And then what's your hype level for part 2, I guess?
So to the first question about hype level, okay. Probably like a 7 or an 8. You know, like I don't feel like this is the biggest cliffhanger we've ever experienced in the DCAU.
Yeah, the cliffhanger
but it's pretty
itself wasn't like I mean, it's weird because it's a fucking nuclear explosion. So you think like, what the hell is he going to do? But it's also, it did feel just kind of like
it happened.
Yeah.
It happened. There's not.
Yeah. It wasn't about to happen, to be continued. It just happened already. Yeah.
And to answer the question about like, do I get why people like Darkseid? Like, absolutely not.
No, I don't think that this particular episode did much to change that. Yeah.
No. And I think this is a thing that the listeners, and of course you can't unlearn
base it on
things
the future
unless you have a memory like me, and then you unlearn things all the time. But I think people are probably generally waiting, like WEIGHT, waiting this episode more heavily based on the everyone's not so subtle opinions about the upcoming part 2 of this episode, which I'm sure means more to more people. But listener, that's something that I'm gonna ask of you, is to like try to I mean, you love it, absolutely, do whatever you're gonna do, but try to remember that this is my first time with it, and I don't know what happens next, and there can be some anticipation, but certainly like it wasn't a really big cliffhanger, and nor did Darkseid do a lot. He just kind of like, he's a bad guy. He wants to make everybody suffer, and he blew up a nuclear power plant. Why would I know that people would like him?
Well, and I like hearing you say that about, hey, just keep in mind, this is my first time and I don't know what's going to happen. So like, because that is better than me going like, come on, guys, like, let's all rally behind Brian. Like, I can do that as much as I can. But it's almost like, okay, he Brian, not that I've thought you haven't given a shit, but it's more like affirming that you do, for you to be like, come on, guys, I don't know what's going to happen, so can you shut the fuck up? Because, I mean,
I do appreciate also, like, before I sound like an absolute asshole, like cutting everybody down, like Kyle's amazing. I love Kyle. I hope you're not taking this like insultingly in any way, buddy.
The Kyle, whichever one it is.
The Kyle, I mean, obviously the real one.
Yeah, that one.
I'm stoked that people are stoked for me, and people are like, come on, now you got to get it. Now you got to get it. Like,
oh yeah.
I just don't yet. I'm sorry.
Just let it happen if it happens. But also, I feel like it comes back to my definition and argument for like a spoiler. I feel like is much more heavy than most people's. Like, a movie will be out for like 2 years and I still haven't seen it, and someone would be like, well, it's been out for 2 years, and I'll always just be like, yeah, every baby born, do you put every single fucking movie that already exists in front of their eyes so that they know the entire movie landscape? No, shut the fuck up. Unless you know that I've seen it for sure, just don't talk about it, even if it doesn't matter to you.
I mean, I saw Reservoir Dogs for the first time 4 days ago.
Yeah, okay.
It came out in 1992, and like seemingly everybody knows about it, and I had never seen it.
It took me forever to see
Jaws.
No, I still haven't. No, what was it? The one that you wanted me to watch with you so much that I had your DVD of?
Snatch.
I was like, vagina. What is it? There it is. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, just like, don't be a dick.
No, I think it's like,
I'm not saying that the listeners are being dicks by just being like, oh, do you like Darkseid now? Like, that's fine, whatever.
Yeah,
like, that's not malicious, and you're not stupid, whatever. But yeah, just have a Brian was alive for 6 years before any of these things we're watching started, and he's not seen any of them. So it's not going to be something that he just like, oh, I fall into line now. Like, he's going to have his own experience or whatever.
I think also, I will reiterate, this is the last time, sorry. Or maybe, yeah, whatever. One of the last times we saw Darkseid was when everyone was like really like freaking out, and we asked people in the comments to like chill the fuck out because it was down. Just a like quick thing.
Yeah.
This is another one of those things where everyone's like, oh, part two. And I don't know. I kind of like, that also feels a little spoilery to me, to be honest, because it's just like, like maybe it's just like, oh, I can't wait to see what happens in part 2, huh? Instead, it's like, okay, well, it's going to be this big, huge fucking thing and everyone's going to love it. And like, now I just kind of have to live with that expectation for a week.
Yeah. And I'm feeling like if it was, you had no knowledge of, like, you didn't know who Batman was at all. Like, you never heard of Batman.
Yeah.
And then someone goes like, oh man, you're going to watch Batman? Like, oh, I can't wait till you really like Batman. And it probably took you like most of Batman the Animated Series to actually give a shit about Batman, understandably. Like, it probably took till Mask of the Phantasm for starters, and then a handful of other episodes after that.
There were some good episodes.
Yeah.
You know, not on Leather Wings,
the
but
character of Batman.
Got it, yeah.
On Leather Wings, of course. But yeah, and then to just be like, oh, do you like him now? Do you like him now? And just like, you'll figure it out through context whether he likes it.
Yeah. Yeah, which is hard because, again, like, how do you find that balance of like, yeah, we want people to be participatory and we want people to be like watching these with us, and
just tell us how you felt about the current episode we just watched.
There's the solution
in the future. Yeah, that should be understood. I don't know. Anyway, we love you all. This is from Hex
truly.
Lex. First Yop.
Hey,
Lex. I don't know. Hello, Broderick and Jamie. Oh, cool.
Hey, look at that. Bringing it back. Real names. Well,
we have normal names, mostly normal. New to writing in, relatively new to the pod, so I have no idea when this will be read. But regardless, I wanted to share how much I've been enjoying the show. Yeah. I started at episode 1 and have been catching up over the last couple of weeks, up to episode 82 now. Sometimes I listen at 2 times speed.
Fuck!
Anyway, I just wanted to let you Yoppie dudes know you've already brought me hours of entertainment from the pod. I can't wait to catch up and send in some Yoppie Mail in real time. Also wanted to let y'all know how much the Watchtower database has meant to me. Growing up, I played Yu-Gi-Oh! In a comic shop where the people there constantly ragged on the DCAU, so I assumed everyone hated it. Imagine my surprise finding your channel and realizing there are people somehow more obsessed with it than me. Your channel has helped me find a new passion in the DCAU and superheroes in general, and I'm very grateful for that. Can't wait for you crazy yops to get to Justice League, which is where my obsession with the DCAU started as a kid. Until the next yop, Lex. Luthor,
Jamie, look at you making the world a better place.
I'm doing things, yeah. We're doing things, Brian. Thank you, Hexlex. It's from Jordan Newman. Apokolips. Now.
You're listening to the Gotham Insider, reporting
yeah.
live from Metropolis with an unfolding story as alien technology has been used to wreak havoc and destruction across the city. Informants in the police department tell us the technology comes from a planet called Apokolips, which, I don't know if you need me to tell you this, sounds really bad. Superman has been hard at work protecting the people of... Hold on, I'm sorry, we're receiving an update. I'm just hearing that Say that again? A nuclear explosion has just gone off near Metropolis? Jack told me a lot of crazy stuff, but this isn't normal here, right?
Now over to the music. I really loved the chaotic, like, horror vibe of the nuclear explosion music, and the almost Star Wars-y Death Star explosion build-up right before that. Never apologize for loving your fandom and try to stay optimistic.
Yeah, it did have just a bunch of brass going like, ah! Whenever the nuclear explosion goes off, I'm like, oh, fuck.
That reminded me of Day After Tomorrow, right? Don't they do the same thing in the nuclear explosion there? It's just like chaos music.
Just a bunch of slam the keyboard type of things. Yeah.
Which, like, to be fair, man, how do you portray that emotion?
Yeah. I did really like the music in this episode. I've said it already. I've said it again. Ryan Hip, Apokolips, Kung, Pow! I must apologize for Mannheim. He is an idiot. We have purposely trained him wrong as a joke. Very good. Very good.
I've been wanting to watch Kung Pao again, actually.
Hi, Father. It's everybody's favorite. I can't get over, baby. I can't get over now. I can't get over this feeling I feel. Apokolips now. Part 1 right now. So his name is Orion, and he's got red hair, and he really wants to nuzzle his head into Superman's chest. I feel like there's something there, but I just can't think of it. I don't want it to sound like I'm damning the episode with faint praise, but my favorite part are the final seconds, the shit with Mannheim and the explosion and Superman's line and that fucking music. It's fucking awesome, dude! Cha! My original plan for this voice message, I had to throw in the fucking dumpster because shit I thought was in part 1 was actually in part 2. I'm a miserable, worthless hunk of slime. I suck!
Hey.
All right,
UHF.
happy Pride. This is your tall, gay roadside ginger signing off.
Great sign off. Thank you.
Ryan, how tall are you?
Yeah, tell us how tall you are. We need to know where you stack up.
Yeah,
in the BJ.
Are you? Where are you? Where do you compare to BJ's? How tall are you? What?
Yeah, we gotta know, huh? Tip Tapricot, Contemplations on Apokolips. Now, while I'm stuck in this voiceless voice, everyone, I'm pausing longer because people keep leaving more ellipses.
How long does one ellipses take for you?
That's a good question. I don't know. I should count the seconds.
You should.
While I'm stuck in the voiceless void of not having a good mic. Wowee! Talk about conflict escalation. This feels like one of those episodes that takes the kid gloves off somewhat, not just because of the intense fighting, but also because of the actual damage felt via both civilians and Superman himself. The bleeding from the nose and ears, Superman just being helpless as the humans around him. It really sets the stakes in place and makes you go, oh, holy shit, this is a big deal. I love the unease felt and the genuine sense that there's a threat approaching that our characters can't manage at the moment. I'm super excited for part 2. I don't actually remember what happens in it.
Nice.
What a time to be watching Superman. Yeah, great. Naman and Ab says KO.
Okay.
Awesome. Good. Euphonium Star, Damage Report for Double Talk. Wooden chest in Wesker's dream. Drinking glass. Stone woman statue. Scaffolding. Another stone woman statue. 2 stone angel statues. Stone wall. Lucius Fox cheek. Air duct cover. Air duct. Skywalk. Scarface's face. Scarface's everything. You forgot Arnold Wesker's eyelids, although that's an undamaged. They appeared. Oh! Banana Man says okay!
Oh!
It's been so long.
Oh my god.
The OG in quite a while.
You transitioned so quick from the damage report to that I just I didn't know what was happening, but now I'm so excited.
My eyeballs went down and oh my god. Sorry.
Oh man, no, that's great news. I mean, wait.
Oh,
Sorry.
Okay. Apokolips. Okay. Metropolis Mayor Franklin Berkowitz. My dear Metropolisians.
Wait a minute.
Uh-huh.
What if Banana Man is only saying okay when the episodes we do are of a sufficient quality? And we just really been sucking a lot.
There. Yeah, no. He's just been on vacation. He's wearing, I don't know if he's always been wearing this, but he's wearing a Hawaiian shirt in his avatar right now. So I think maybe he's been on vacation.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, if you all might like to know, we have completed our highly militarized police fortress in central Metropolis, a completely acceptable use of taxpayer money in the current decade of the 1990s. It will be very useful for our large-scale war against Gotham City to take revenge on them for setting the Joker loose here. Now I know our previous plan of giving a big Star Labs frosty bomb to Mr. French Fries wasn't exactly a success, but our next attack will certainly fuck up their day, and then surely you'll have to re-elect me. Loud, high-pitched noise Rex window. What the fuck was that? Ezekiel, I thought you said Gotham scientists weren't capable of making weapons of mass destruction. What? It's Metallica's new friends, the Intergang, and they're allied to a scary alien empire? Why the fuck does every evil alien try to fuck up my city? We have the exact same population of Gotham, for God's sake. 10 million. They destroyed our police fortress, our beautiful, beautiful police fortress, starts crying. Ezekiel, I just don't think this day can get any worse. What? What the fuck is jinxing it? Enormous explosion heard in the distance. Well, that's it. I'm going to become an alcoholic. This is from Ashley Tutchin. If Brian thinks the ventriloquist's redesign makes him look like an eraser, just wait till he finds out there actually is a Batman villain called the Eraser, who, you guessed it, looks like an eraser-tipped pencil.
No way.
Yes, true. It's like a 50s, 60s villain. He won't be in the DCAU.
Oh,
Now it's time for the question of the week, Dylan's favorite part. Brick Jim Jam, which one of you is the ventriloquist and which one's Scarface? I guess what I'm getting at is who's got their hand shoved up whom?
Oh.
I think I'm the ventriloquist.
Wait, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my
You're Scarface.
God.
Because of your
Jamie.
unique face.
And my attitude.
Imposter Banana Man. Definitely okay. Nothing not okay as far as the eye can see.
What?
The Phantasm. Nothing to say about the episode. Just wanted to say that at the moment of writing this comment, it's my birthday. Hope you guys have a great day.
Happy birthday to
Mr.
you and
Phantasm.
Kimmy. Happy
Mrs.
birthday to. Can we talk? Oh God, it's just
Kimmy.
It's such a blame. Happy birthday,
dear Phantasm. Happy birthday to you. Okay, yes.
Yeah, see.
What's lame?
The way you sing Happy Birthday. It's so like.
Oh yeah.
But happy birthday.
Everyone picks a different key. Yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Your angel of birth awaits.
I do love. I do love. One of my favorite things is when people go to sing Happy Birthday, like as a group. They're like someone's holding the cake, and everyone takes a breath at the same time, and then you hear ha ha.
Yeah.
And they kind of happy birthday, and you
try
find
to
this
find
median.
it. Yeah. Except most of the groups that I'm singing happy birthday with, nobody has it. Everyone's tone deaf, so they just never find it. So it's just going for forever. But when we sing happy birthday to someone in the community band, everyone decides to go like, I'm going to do the harmony, and then nobody's singing happy birthday. So it's like, God damn it, man. No one cares.
That
Just
happens
sing.
in musical theater too.
Yeah. Last verse, we got Mark Aquino. Apokolips. Now, part 1, or shit just got real, or trying to be widescreen in 4x3, or taking a big old lore dump. Bizarro Mark cries. I know, Bizarro Mark, I know. We both know what's coming. Don't say these things, Mark. You don't get to say these things. I'm gonna skip half of this fucking comment.
See? There it is.
Okay, so while they continue to bicker with each other like the beginning of a typical romantic comedy, I'll talk about part 1 of what I consider to be the proper season 2 finale. If Brian still doesn't think much of Darkseid, that's too bad. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, we delve more into Jack Kirby's New Gods, which is great with the introduction to New Genesis and the uneasy coexistence of it and Apokolips. Definitely curious about what Brian has to say about it, that's for sure. Boss Biggest Bear Hugs. Yeah.
I'm curious about this whole this is the third New Gods comment.
Yeah, we've said this before.
I don't really...
That's the like grouping of these New Genesis Apokolips people are called the New Gods.
Oh, okay.
It's just what Jack Kirby called them. We don't really know what it means. I think I mentioned
they're
before.
They're newer than
like,
old gods. It's pretty easy to translate that one, Jamie.
Well, yeah. In DC lore, the old gods are like Zeus and shit. And then they are gone or dead. And they're like, we're the new gods now because Galactica exploded or whatever. Boss Biggest Bear Hugs, #1 podcast host in this your multiverse of ours, Joe Piscopo and Blackened Salmon. Praise for our Lord and Savior, Dylan Pollack. You get the vegetarian blackened salmon.
I know what I was going to say, but that's all good.
Likewise, his loyal disciples, all the names. You're all the absolute best. Don't you ever forget that. Shout out to Joe for coming back on last week's pod.
Yeah, Joe.
Did you feel that? I think that was the Metropolis power plant. Looks out window. Oh my God, what should we do? Bizarro Mark. Me no think we need to worry about it. Scarface. I'm made of wood. Why the fuck should I care? Till next week. Worried old whoosh. I just flew away. Old whoosh. Yeah, I had to skip most of that. I'm sorry, Mark. We don't say things, okay? Even if we think they're not spoilers, they're probably spoilers. This is the episode where James gets mad about spoilers.
Yeah.
That's the subtitle.
But, yeah.
More so than whatever I said before, which is probably the actual subtitle. Yeah. But that's it. And next episode's Apokolips Now Part 2. So what you guessed that somebody's going to die and there's something happening.
Yep.
I think you said Orion was going to die.
Yeah, Orion's going to die.
Assumption was.
That's not an assumption. It's a fact.
Oh, okay.
Prove me wrong.
Everyone's crying. Is that that's all you? Yeah. That's all you think?
Yeah.
Okay. We got 3 episodes till our next movie. Woo! What are you thinking? I've been mentioning that for a while. What's in your head is like, what show is the next movie associated with? What is it about? Do you have any thoughts on that whatsoever?
Why would I?
I don't know. Just when I say like, oh, the next movie, like what comes to your head? All we've seen so far is Mask of the Phantasm.
Home
and
Alone.
Dude, Where's My Car?
Home Alone 2.
Oh, okay, yeah. We're just going to watch some movie.
Yeah.
We're just going to watch Steel with Shaquille O'Neal.
Hell yeah.
There's a Superman cartoon airing on Adult Swim right now that's in like an anime style.
Oh.
And they just introduced Steel last episode. And he has like a very hulking physique. He's extremely tall. He's bald with like a goatee. And I'm just like... This is Shaq. Shaq, and I see you. So I thought it was nice. It was a nice little touch. You know.
Awesome.
Well, that's it.
That is it, man. We made it. And you did too,
Apokolips
listener.
now. Mm-hmm.
Jamie, I haven't forgotten.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Do we want to? Is that how we want to go out?
I guess so, yeah. We're done talking, and I play the clip, and then the episode is over.
Okay.
So
you know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
Now!
You made me do it at a bad time.
I mean, it was perfect for me.
Oh, okay. That'll be my clap instead of the clap. Did the nows line up? Okay, good. All right.
Excellent.
The end.
Goodbye, listener. Now.
Come on. Holy hen.
Orion was right. It isn't over.
Jump on the Bat-Wagon is hosted by the Watchtower Database. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for DC Animated Universe videos on a regular basis. This podcast is edited and produced by yours truly, James Strecker. Musical themes by Kimmy, Cooney Phoenix, Viltsu, Eric LeBeau, Jordan Blumen, my mother, and of course, my smooth co-host, Brian, Brother Broderick Meneely. To buy us a Yoppie beverage and hear your name read in a future episode, or to nab yourself a Yoppie Dude t-shirt, please visit the links in today's show notes. Thank you for supporting the show. You can hear more on today's DCAU episode by checking out our friends over on the DCAU Review and Tim Talk podcasts. Please leave us a 5-star review on your app of choice. You'll damn well hear it read on the show. If you'd like to reach out to us like the fire hand at the end of World's Finest Part 3, you can email batwagonpod@gmail.com or leave a comment on the Podtower. New episodes of Jump on the Bat-Wagon are released Fridays on all your favorite podcast feeds and watchtowerdatabase.com. And we'll see you next episode, same PP time, same poo-poo channel.
Stupid.